in section 8, before we talk about difference of squares, let's first talk about what a perfect square is, right? So for example, when I'm taking square roots, right? Like, what's the square root of 16? 4. That's an integer, right? It's 4. It's not like 2.1, blah, 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 okay? So 16 is a perfect square. So let's talk about what are the perfect squares, right? Okay, how do we find out what the perfect squares are? So what's 1 squared? 1. What's 2 squared? 2 squared. 4. What's 3 squared? 9. What's 4 squared? 16. So far, 1, 4, 9, 16 are the perfect squares. Can somebody raise your hand and tell me the next perfect square? What would it be? Raise your hand, yep. 25. Anybody can tell me the next one? 36. Raise your hand. 36. Anybody can raise your hand and tell me the next one? What's the next one? Not 42. 49, right? So 36 is 6 squared, 49 is 7 squared, and then what's the next one? 64 is 8 squared, 9 squared is 81, then we have, which is 100. Ooh, do you know the rest? 11 is 121, 144. What's 13? 169. And then 196. Isn't that fun? Okay. You should know at least up to 144. Okay. All right. It's important because, right, in order to factor differences of squares, we need to recognize the perfect squares. So these are the squares of numbers. Okay. When it comes to variables, what are perfect squares? X squared is a perfect square. X to the 4, X to the 6. What's the pattern? Do you see a pattern?
Is that by 2?
It's the even ones. Yeah, X to the even exponents. These are perfect squares. So now, what's this difference of squares business? What does the word difference mean in math? Subtraction. So, difference of squares means if you're subtracting perfect squares, then there is a special way to factor. Okay, let's take an example. Look at this one. X squared minus 9. How do we know if x squared is a perfect square? Because it has an even exponent. And 9 we know is a perfect square because it's part of that purple list. So now, to factor this, here's what I do. I open up 2 parentheses. What 2 numbers multiply to get x squared? X and x. What's the square root of 9? 3 and 3. And then 1 becomes positive, 1 becomes negative. Always. So let's recap. Is this sum of squares or difference of squares? Difference. Difference means subtraction. So in order for you to be able to do this, you have to have a perfect square, minus in the middle. If you don't have a minus in the middle, can't do this. Okay? How do you check? You FOIL. Okay? All right. So here we go. Factor each polynomial if possible. Otherwise, write prime. So here we go. First of all, in order for the expressions to be a candidate for this, how many terms does this involve? 2. Look at this, 2 terms. Are they both perfect squares?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect square, perfect square. Is there a minus in the middle? Yes. So, here's what I do. Boom, boom. Square root of a squared, a, square root of 25, 5 and 5, and then I just put plus minus. That's it. Okay? Plus minus. That's it. You see how easy it is? How cool is this? It's like the best factoring ever. Okay, take a look at this one. Is this a candidate for this?
Yeah.
Two perfect squares with a subtraction in the middle. What's the square root of 81? 9. What's the square root of t squared? T. 1 plus, 1 minus. If somebody wrote 9 minus t, 9 plus t, is that okay? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. How many terms for C? 2 terms. Are they both perfect squares?
Yeah.
Is
No.
64 is a perfect square. G squared is a perfect square. H squared is a perfect square. Is there a subtraction?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I do. Boom, boom. Okay. I need to take a square root of this, of the number and the G. The square root of 64 is what? 8G. 8G. H squared gives me H plus minus. Okay, you're on your own for the next one. You have 15 seconds. Are you ready? On your mark.
20.
Get set. 15, buddy. On your mark, it's a go. Okay, maybe 20.
Just to finish how many?
Just D. Okay, what do we get here? X to the what? Squared. X to the 2. And then 2 plus minus. Okay, so wait a minute. I still have a square here. What about the 2? Is the 2 a perfect square? No, the 2 is not a perfect square, so we're done. Okay? Okay. Okay, so this one. Yeah, let me do this one. Okay? So this one, perfect square, minus in the middle. Square root of this, b squared. What's the square root of 1? 1. Plus, minus. Okay, but wait. B squared is a perfect square. 1 is a perfect square. Can I factor this one more?
Yeah.
Why can I not factor that one more? What's it missing?
Negative.
Yes, it has a plus, so it can't be factored anymore. Okay, because of the plus. What about this one? That one, perfect square, minus in the middle. I can factor that some more. So I get B, 1, plus minus. Do you see this? Now this is the final answer. If this was worth 3 points, right? If this problem was 3 points, and you gave me just the first line, I will give you 1 out of the 3 points. If you want 3 points, you give me this one too. Yes?
You should go back up to 2.
Maybe.
Why didn't you factor it?
Because even though x squared is a perfect square, 2 is not. 4 is. Did you write 2 there? Oh, no. Oh, this is supposed to be a 4, because 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and then it's 9. 1, 4, 9. If I see you out side on the grass and I come to you and I say, give me the perfect squares, you should be able to say 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 49. You should be able to say this up to the 144. If I call you at 3 a.m. and you're fast asleep and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, who is this? And you pick up the phone and I go, hey, it's me. What are the perfect squares? You should be able to say 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, all the way up to 144. So, just saying. Yeah.
The final answer, why did you repeat b plus 1, b plus 1?
I didn't repeat. In the first case, it's b plus 1, b minus 1.
And why did you b plus and b minus?
Well, first it was b squared minus 1. This was b squared minus 1.
Yeah.
But that could be factored more to b plus 1 and b minus 1.
So 1 is the only one where you have to factor it out?
No, it could have been a 16 as well.
So it's only
I'll-
factor out to the
Yeah. I'll do one where you have to, it's another one you have to do more. Look at this one. What do you think about this one? Prime. It's prime. Why is this prime? Because it's a plus in the middle. Okay, so take a look at this one. I'm going to add one. B to the 4 minus 16. Okay? B to the 4 minus 16. I say b squared plus minus 4. Okay? Now, b squared plus 4, I can't factor anymore. But this one, right? Look at this one. Now it's not a 1. Now it's a 4. But I can still go more. So 2 plus minus. Okay? Okay. All right. Let's do another one. Okay. Let's do another one. Ooh, what do I do for this one? These are not perfect squares, but what's happening here? A lot is happening. What can I factor out of this?
2x.
Definitely a 2. X to the what? 2x cubed. I can factor out a GCF. I can factor out a 2x cubed. Right? When I factor out a 2x cubed, I divide. So I get x squared minus 49. Can that be factored further? Yeah, because perfect square. XX 7 plus minus. Okay, do this next one. You have 20 seconds. Do this next one. On your mark, get set, go. You have to take a square root of the first one. 2. You have to take a square root of this one. 3a plus minus. Okay? Okay. All of these said to factor. And look at the expressions. It's just a squared minus 25. Is there an equal sign here? Is there an equal sign? No equal sign. So you just factor. These ones say solve. And there is an equal sign. That means when I'm done, I need to have an answer like x equals something. You only do this if there is an equal sign. Okay? But to solve it, remember, we have to make it equal to 0. Like the first one has an equal sign, but it's not equal to 0. And if we're solving by factoring, we have to make it equal to 0. So I subtract the 25. 4y squared minus 25. Okay, let's factor. What's the square root of 4y squared? 2y, 2y. Square root of 25, 5 and 5, plus minus. Okay? So here we go. Let's solve this. 2y plus 5 equal to 0. 2y minus 5 equal to 0. Subtract 5. Divide by 2. Okay? Here I add 5. Divide by 2. Okay? Okay. Let's do the next one. Oh, look at this next one. Perfect square, perfect square. So here we go. Look at this. X, X. What's the square root of this one? What's the square root?
6.
Not 6.
1/6.
1 over 6 plus minus. Go ahead and solve this. Okay, this one. Oh, Jacob, can you actually close the door? So this one, we're going to bring the 49a cubed over to this side. Zero. Okay? Now, perfect square. Okay, the 121 is a perfect square, but not the a. So what's going on here? What do we do? No, we already moved it here. We can't move it back to the other side. You take out an a. There is a GCF that needs to be factored. So 121 minus 49a squared is equal to 0. Okay. So now a times. This I can factor because perfect square, perfect square. 11, 11, 7a, 7a, plus minus. Okay. So now, look at this. Each one gets set equal to 0. Okay? So, minus 11, a equals negative 11 over 7. Here, a equals 0. And then here, a equals positive 11 over 7. Okay? There is a lot here. Okay, make sure you're taking good notes because this is what you're going to need for home. Okay? For your homework. Okay? We need to do this step by step. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to subtract 50x. So I get 18x cubed minus 50x is equal to 0. I'm going to factor out. What can I factor out? What else can I factor out? Oh. Okay. Okay. So we're going to factor out a 2x. And we're going to get what? 9x squared minus 25. This is next level. This is not easy stuff. This requires lots of practice. Okay? So why is it doing that? Okay. So now this is 2x. And look, I can factor this some more. Why is it doing that? Okay? How can I factor this? 3x, 5, 5. Plus minus. Okay, and then equal to 0. Go ahead and solve. Okay. 3 solutions. Okay. You should get 2x equals 0, so x is 0. Okay. All right, let's do the next two. Let's do the next two quickly. Factor this. What do we get? X and x, and then what? What do you think? Not 50. 10 and 10. You want the square root.
Oh, yeah.
So when you solve it, you get x equals 10, x equals negative 10. Okay, now look at the next one. I'm definitely going to have to subtract 10. So I get 2x squared is equal to 0. Divide by 2. X squared is 0. What number, when you square it, gives you 0? 0. So x is 0. Okay? That's how you do that one. So that's section 8. And the homework is a